The Madras High Court sent and ruled that no one can be denied entry into a temple on the basis of caste. Hearing a plea about caste restrictions at a temple in Ariyalur district, Justice Anand Venkatesh said, and I am quoting him, "God is neutral, caste is man-made." The court said that if a temple is open to the public, all Hindus, regardless of caste, must be allowed to offer their prayers. He quoted the Tamil Nadu Temple Entry Authorization Act of 1947 and said denial of entry is an actionable wrong and ordered district authorities to ensure equal access for any kind of a temple festival or even entry. But even as the High Court lays down the law on ground, caste discrimination persists, and it's such a travesty that it happens today, even as we are discussing the story or the topic. In Karur's Mariamman temple, a simple banner by the HRNCE department declaring open access to all castes triggered a massive protest. The banner warned of legal action against caste-based entry denial, but that drew sharp backlash from members of the Vannier community who demanded its immediate removal. Protesters began vandalizing, there was slogan shouting, and the matter right now is in court. So I am asking you this, that in today's India, where do constitutional rights truly stand, if they do at all? And if caste continues to dictate access to worship? But the more important point is, has the Tamil Nadu government failed to stem these repeated cases in the state? Because I'm going to tell you after some time about how many instances are there when Dalits have been refused entry into temples. Mithun Vijay Kumar, who is an activist and political analyst, has joined us, and also Satish Kumar, advocate, Madras High Court. Vanakkam to both of you. Mithun Vijay Kumar, this happens time and time again. Let me tell you, there are several cases. It happens in Karur today, it happens in Chidambaram one day, then Ilayaraja is not allowed entry, so on and so forth. I mean, there is, you just Google type and it will fall like crabs. There is such a bias. We all know, Mithun Vijay Kumar, there is a constitution. We all know there is Prevention of Atrocities Act 1973 and also what is called the Tamil Nadu Temple Entry Authorization Act of 1947. Why is it Tamil Nadu has failed, and particularly the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam, which keeps talking about equality, no caste, is unable to do anything?
Very true, Sudhaji, and I'm surprised why it took a High Court order for the district administration to act. And isn't it the duty of the local police and the collector to proactively prevent caste-based discrimination in the state, especially in places of worship? The law exists, the act exists, the constitution exists. So what was missing was the political will and administrative action, which is very clear, and that's why the repeated number of cases that we see from time to time. And the Tamil Nadu government, they are vocal about all national issues of religious freedom, minority rights, but what about the rights of Dalits in their own backyard?
I'm asking you, Mithun, therefore, is it deliberate? I mean, when I say it's deliberate, I don't mean deliberate as in deliberate, but to keep the political fire, kind of burning, because one will happen, then they will resolve it, then they will go to the third one. I mean, if they are unable to stem it, obviously, these temples have become places of hierarchical orders and also caste-based kind of, demarcation.
Yes, it's very unfortunate, and maybe the government wants these things to continue so that they can actually, please the minorities, saying that, so such things are supposed to act for the government to pitch in and say that, look, we are taking action against them and all. So that's the reason this is happening over a period of time. And there is a, deafening silence when it comes to Dalits and, when they are being stopped from entering a temple. Once the issue comes out, when it is taken up by the media, the government will act. There would be some, hue and cry around it. But that's what the government ultimately wants, because they want to show that they are, in favor of Dalits, or they are doing something for them. So for them to show that they are working in favor of Dalits, they want these issues to continue. That's what I see. And secularism is not
particularly as we are hurtling towards elections in Tamil Nadu, becomes more relevant. I mean, what is this? It takes a High Court to say that this is not allowed and we will not allow this to happen. Satish Kumar, come in here. Let's talk about the legal aspect of it. Much like what Mithun was saying and much like what I know, it is all there. The other day also, of course, you can say that certain traditions don't allow me to go in to the Garbhagriha, Sanctum Sanctorum, or to get on top of a Vimana. But entry, as I have seen, My constitution allows me entry into any temple that I want to go, unless there is a particular thing about women of a particular nature cannot enter. I mean, that's there also. But I am asking you, does the Tamil Nadu government, is it serious? Does it take a High Court order to do this? What about the Tamil Nadu Entry Act 1947? We have been having it since independence. Also, there is a constitution. Also, there is Prevention of Atrocities Act. What is it, Satish Kumar? I think the state has failed totally.
Absolutely, Sudhaji, what you say is absolutely true. But the quite pathetic part of it, this Act 1947 was brought by the Madras Presidency even before the Constitution. By that time, the Governor Rajaji, he brought this act actually to prevent the Dalit, I mean, to allow the Dalit people to enter all the temples in Vaidyanatha Iyer. He made a huge protest of entry of Dalits into the Meenakshi temple. We cannot forget all those history. But the surprising fact is that even after the specific act has been passed in 1947, and still this is happening, this is only because of the political drama. And as Mr. Mithun rightly stated that you are saying that it is a favoritism for the lower caste. That is not the case. That's what I feel personally, because here they wanted to show as if that one community dominates and let the community dominate because of the vote bank. Wherever the area which caste is more by the numbers, maybe the majority or minority, that prevails over the minority. That is absolutely pathetic, so that is we cannot accept, because even the Kannappa Nayanar, Nandanar, we have a lot of histories and Puranas in our Hindu religion. But still this is happening. And another surprising part I want to tell you, we are talking about section 3, but section 4 says very clearly, even the authorities, the government authorities have absolute power to allow the lower caste people to enter the temple. But in this case, I want to tell the short background of this case. Especially, this was in 2018 case. Remember, in 2018, one upper caste person demolished the temple owned by the Dalits of 200-year-old temple where they were worshipping, and later it was brought to the knowledge of the collector. Then collector ordered that then better you go to the High Court and get an order. When he himself is having a power under section 4, he didn't do that. This shows that the collectors, I'm only against than appreciating the High Court. I am saying that this is absolute pathetic and part of
it is pathetic. It is pathetic.
Absolutely.
So that they are all embedded. Mithun Vijay Kumar, we have an advocate here. He says it's pathetic. No one, but you know what? These Dalits who are not allowed entry, or when there is a kind of, because see, there is always a dominant caste which is trying to kind of, say you will not enter. Recently there was, they refused to offer them vibhuti, the ash which you put on your forehead, saying we are not allowed to do this. Now, I am asking you this. If someone stopped me because I am Dalit, or if I am disempowered, and I can go disempowered in the eyes of those dominant castes, I can go and, because I am educated, and tell the DM. But these people don't even know. They think this is the norm. And for Tamil Nadu and Muka Stalin, the most unfortunate part is that this is what is taken to be reality, Mithun Vijay Kumar.
So there are two things. One, lack of awareness about the law itself is a problem. If people are not aware of the law in the state, that again, shows that how much people are, educated, or how much they are aware of the things that are happening in the country. And in India, nobody needs permission to pray. You are a Hindu, that's enough. If you have every right to walk into any Hindu temple, fold your hands, stand in front of the deity and offer your prayers. Your caste, your background, nothing else matters there. And what kind of society are we building if we say that, you can pray only if you are born in a certain caste? Who gave us that right? Even the belief that God exists, even God won't approve of that kind of discrimination. And the Madras High Court has done the right thing. It has not said anything new. It just reminded of, what the law already says. And the Tamil Nadu Temple Entry Act, like you pointed out, it was passed after years of struggle. Clearly, it clearly says that all Hindus, irrespective of their caste, can enter temples.
That's right. But, Mithun, what you say is absolutely correct. Satish, you spoke about how pathetic the situation is. This morning, the event which happened, the incident which happened in a temple where HRNCE put up a banner to say all castes are allowed in. Why do you need a banner, I say? Despite that, there was a problem. So, somewhere there is absolutely no respect for law. Only caste matters. It is all hypocrisy to say we believe in equality, Satish Kumar.
Absolutely, Sudha. If you see, even in Tamil Nadu, especially, I don't know about the other states, but in Tamil Nadu more, even the candidates who are coming for the assembly elections, they are, each and every party is selecting the candidate based on the caste and the local areas population only. This itself shows it has to be abandoned, because even at the time of selecting a candidate, even in case a reserve constituency, in case it is a non-reserve constituency, why is such a discrimination? Even now I am asking, even now, why there is a discrimination on the constitution itself? That has to be abolished also. Why? Because if you say,
I'm sorry to burst the bubble.
That is constituency. All those are reserve constituency, they say.
Yeah, but that is impossible to do, where you say caste should be eclipsed totally. But all I am saying is that when there is a law in place, I want to know, and I have spoken to a lot of Dalit activists in Tamil Nadu like Charlene Maria Lawrence. She says, Sudha, where is it? Who is evoking Prevention of Atrocities Act 1973? Dalits are being beaten, Dalits, you mix feces in the water. What kind of a state is this, Mithun Vijay Kumar, where little children are eating the food? I mean, then temple, obviously, temple has now become the bastion or the, the place where I can, pull my caste and says, you are not supposed to do this, I am supposed to do this. In Tamil Nadu, speaking of equality, it's become the most unequal state.
Yes, and it's very unfortunate that under Stalin's rule, someone who speaks for or who projects himself as a champion of Dalit rights and all this, it is happening. That's a very unfortunate situation. So it's, if someone is blocking Dalits from entering the Puthukudi Ayyanar temple, it's not just morally wrong, it's illegal, and strict action must be taken against them. And let's also be very clear, this isn't just about, one temple or one festival. It's about basic human dignity that the government is supposed to offer, and the government has failed there. And, imagine being told that you can't enter the God's house because of your caste. That's not exclusion, that is humiliation. And this government is humiliating people, is what I would like to say at this point. And our constitution has abolished untouchability. Our temples also must reflect the same spirit. And we can't call ourselves civilized and still keep, practicing these outdated, cruel customs. And that's what is happening in Tamil Nadu under Stalin's rule, is what we can see. So, the collector and the local authorities, they should have acted proactively, but unfortunately, they had to wait for the High Court order to act upon this, which itself shows, there is a
and I really have respect for High Court, but like Satish says, it's pathetic. They are all in it together. Therefore, the High Court had to come and intervene and remind them that, hey, there is a law in this country. This is not Banana Republic.